Litter Budget with your hosts, Ann Jeanette.
And Jess.
And in today's episode, we're continuing Robin Williams movies with Hook. 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 The hook. 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 So yes, this movie, love it so much. My obsession with Peter Pan knows no bounds. And yeah.
It was directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yes, it was. Sorry, I have the full cast right here. Sorry.
It's okay.
My bad. So, again, like she said, directed by Steven Spielberg. The book is based off the book by J.M. Barrie, Peter Pan. The play was also written by J.M. Barrie. The screen story was written by James V. Hart and Nick Castle, and then the screenplay also written by James V. Hart, but Mala Scott Marmo.
Wow, that's a hell of a name.
Tis.
Damn.
Starring Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook, Robin Williams as Peter Banning, Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell, Bob Hoskins as Smee, Dame Maggie Smith as Granny Wendy, Carolyn Goodall as Moira Banning, Charlie Korsmo, Jackie Banning, Amber Scott as Maggie Banning, and featuring Phil Collins.
As well as Gwyneth Paltrow.
Inspector Good. Gwyneth Paltrow, a young Gwyneth Paltrow, and Glenn Close made a very special cameo as Gutless, the Boo Box pirate. Know that? Oh, God.
I mean, those makeup and prosthetics they put on her was pretty fucking good because I had no idea.
Yeah, I had to rewatch that scene and just like really, really inspect it. And I was like, yeah, those do kind of look like Glenn Close's features.
Yeah, the
like
eyes.
her eyes and her nose, but the beard and the accent that she gave him, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You definitely fooled me. Like if I hadn't read that, I would not have known.
I didn't see anywhere like reading over some of the trivia and then just over the years, how the fuck that happened. Like or her and Steven Spielberg just chilling one day having a beer and he was like, "Hey, doing this movie."
Book,
doing this movie about
the
Peter
litter
Pan.
budget. Sorry,
it's been a rough start.
It has.
Anyways, I don't know. I want to know, did she approach Steven Spielberg and was like, "Hey, I want to do like a really sneaky cameo."
I feel like it was the same thing with Phil Collins.
Yeah.
And George Lucas and Carrie Fisher, the couple that has pixie dust like sprinkled over them, and they start like lifting into the air and they're dancing. That's George Lucas and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, but you would have no fucking clue because they're nowhere. Like it's just a silhouette of two people.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you would be able to tell it was them. But I guess Tinkerbell's character was kind of based around Carrie Fisher, and she had actually had some like unofficial writing credits for some of her lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I could kind of like, hey, while you're there, like, why don't we just do this thing? But
yeah. Speaking of Tinkerbell, Julia Roberts was hell on earth to work with. Apparently, she had a rough time in this year. This movie actually, was it came out in 1991. So early 90s, I guess Julia Roberts was having a bit of a rough time. She was engaged to Kiefer Sutherland, I think, at the time.
Yep.
And that engagement got broken off. And she fled to France. Ireland. So
yeah.
Where did I get France
I don't know.
from?
I'm like...
She fled to Ireland and had a bit of a meltdown, and Spielberg had to call her up and be like, "Get the fuck back here right now. I swear to God, you won't be in this goddamn movie."
I guess she just like didn't want to deal with the paparazzi and everything. So I mean, what better place to go than Ireland? But I guess she was like awful on set too. So they called her Tinker Hell.
Yeah. And I guess she said that it was because her quote working conditions were like she would do a lot of stuff alone because she had to play a little fucking pixie. So she was on set alone a lot and just in front of green screen and stuff. And she actually had a specific assistant that would be there to clean her feet.
That was ridiculous. Like,
apparently you can't clean your own feet.
Apparently not. When you're a star, I don't fucking know, man. I don't care how much money you offer. I mean, one, I hate feet, but two, just like the degrading, like, hey, you're here to just clean this bitch's feet. Like, fuck you. Clean your own goddamn feet.
Yeah, I would not. I would definitely have an issue with that. I would, if you, depending on, I would think, the movie too. Like being a PA, probably just you already feel like trash because you're just doing everyone's bidding.
Yeah, your
But
grunt
then,
work.
especially at that point, I'd be like, "Are you what?" I would no. I'd be like, "Fuck you." I would definitely like be doing some weird shit to her feet or something because I don't know. That's not. I just it's not acceptable to me.
No.
Uh, but in like this movie has for a long time held a very very special place in my heart because I love the story of Peter Pan in general, and then my love of Robin Williams, and then you put the two of them together, and Robin Williams plays a grown up Peter Pan, and this concept came about. The James Hart who helped write the screenplay and everything, like his son came up with he asked his dad like, "Hey, so what would happen if Peter Pan grew up?" And he was like, and then this
Brilliant.
movie came about, and I guess it was in like pre-production in like the 80s,
86, I think, was when it started.
and like Dustin Hoffman was already kind of like set to play Hook, and he was so immersed in it that he came to the set before he was supposed to be there, like 2 weeks or months, whatever, like a really long time before shooting was gonna start, just to get immersed in the role of Captain Hook.
Well, it shows.
Yeah, it was definitely like, oh my god, it's just perfect. Bob Hoskins as Smee.
I guess at one point when they were rehearsing, going over lines together, stuff like that, they were, because their relationship together is so close. They were just like, we're just two queens
Yeah,
who
we
live
are
together.
Yeah. And they pitched it to Spielberg, and it's like, this is a children's movie. And they're like, I guess they're just really close friends.
Yeah.
They dote on one another. Mostly it's just Smee doting on Hook, but
Well, I don't even like the whole scene where the Hook has just had it and he's gonna kill himself for the umpteenth time.
yeah.
And Smee's just like, okay, all
Don't try to
right.
stop me, Smee. Don't try to stop me, Smee. Smee, try to stop me. It's me.
I'm not joking. This is serious. Don't scare me like that.
Like, you can just tell that they seem to have a lot of fun on set, except for Julia Roberts. But there was, I guess, a big scene that involved a whole bunch of the pirates, like 300 some extras, and that scene was very grueling to shoot, and it was cut. So Bob Hoskins bought all of the extras beer to be like, as a consolation prize, like, hey, we went through shit for this scene, and they cut it, so here you go.
Oh, yeah, that I'd be fucking pissed.
And he would go around saying like, "Hello, is it Smee you're looking for?" Oh, I love puns, especially that would have tickled me, especially hearing it from Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
I miss Bob Hoskins.
Yeah. Yes, he passed a couple months after Robin Williams did.
Yeah,
I guess
fucking-
like Steven Spielberg and Robin Williams became like really, really, really close and really good friends. So I guess after he had passed, he tried to watch the movie again and just couldn't make it through it. Just
yeah,
for
just
hours, just sobbing.
I can imagine that. Speaking of Robin Williams, though, he is notoriously furry man. They had to shave his hands, arms, and torso for this role. Because I just, if you can just notice in any Robin Williams movies, he's just furry.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Robin Williams live on Broadway.
Yes. Yes.
An excellent stand-up routine. If you have not watched it, just go and do it. He's got a whole thing on eating pussy. That, like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, Robin Williams. Because I saw it, like, I don't even know when the fuck that came out, but I was young-ish.
Young enough where it's like
You're like, your childhood, like, in a person is like pretty graphic. One of the first quote graphic stand-up comedic routines that I had seen about eating pussy, and I'm like,
have you seen Bob Saget stand up?
no.
Oh,
I've heard things.
yeah, it's rough.
I've heard
Yeah.
things, and I was like, that was, but that was America's Funniest Home Videos guy. He seemed so wholesome. You know, that's the Full House guy. He
Yeah,
seems
no.
so, and he's a dirty man. Oh no, he did have the. What was the one famous joke? It was about the royalty or something like that. The fuck it. My memory is shit. I need to start writing everything down. I
Yeah,
need to hire a full-time scribe. Just write shit down as I say it.
better be somebody you really trust.
Yeah, they could sell all my. I couldn't even say it with a straight face. Sell all my secrets. Oh, who am I kidding? Anyway, we're getting a little off track. A
Little off topic.
tropic thunder. Yes, off topic and off track.
Yes.
Put into one is tropic.
Sure.
Tropic?
I don't know. I remember though watching this as a kid, especially like with all of our friends and stuff like that, and just I mean, obviously like loving Neverland, but we would always debate on who would be what mermaid, like which mermaid, and none of
Oh
us
my
wanted to be the
God.
green one.
Why?
I don't, because I guess as a kid, like green's icky. Like the color green was just like it was gross.
Wow.
So I mean, obviously like everybody wanted to be the red mermaid because she looked like Ariel.
Yeah.
And then I guess you were second best if you were the blue one, but God forbid if you happened to be the green one.
I would have fallen on that grenade. Like, I will be the green one. The one that gives him the last final life-giving breath. But those were pretty cool mermaid outfits.
Oh yeah, they did
But
a good job with that.
in the book and the play, the mermaids are evil.
Because mermaids are evil.
Yeah. Like Peter Pan had to warn Wendy, don't fuck with the don't get close to the water.
I mean, mermaids are they're sirens. They're supposed to lure you in and then hold you under. Like,
Yep.
they're not nice magical creatures.
It's not how they paint them to be in this movie and in what is it, Fantasia?
Are there mermaids in Fantasia?
It's either.
I don't think there are mermaids in Fantasia.
Then they have the centaurs.
They have centaurs.
But they had there's like mermaids in there too, like all these mythical creatures, like with the Pegasus.
I don't remember seeing mermaids. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing mermaids. There were dancing hippos, dancing mushrooms, centaurs.
I thought that the mermaids were in that same one with the centaurs.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get back on topic. God.
I don't know, but yeah. So always argued over, which mermaid we were gonna be, and then just the food.
Oh,
The food fight.
yeah.
Oh my God.
That actually did look kind of good though.
It looked really good.
Yeah.
Kidding? Yeah.
I was. I when I watched it as I was younger, I thought that they had a lot more time to get Peter in shape than 3 days.
Yeah.
And 3 days for him to lose all that weight that he did.
Right.
And I was like, that's ridiculous. But if you not even if you don't eat for those 3 days, would you lose that? But he had the never food, so I don't know. It was weird.
I don't know. I think still watching it now though, even as an adult, like it's still one of those movies, kind of like The Grinch, that just warms my heart every time I see it. And
this last time watching it, I teared up several times
same.
for like random ass moments. Like in the beginning when Toodles is like, have to fly, have to fight, have to crow, have to find Maggie, have to find Jack. Hulk is back. I'm like, yes, he is.
No, when he finally became Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You okay, little bug? Which is also similar to a line that he said in Ferngully as Batty.
But yeah, that whole scene, and then when Rufio comes down with his sword, getting teary just thinking about it right now.
Yeah. Oh, and the little kid is like, "There you are, Peter."
Yep.
Oh. Toodles with I've lost my marbles.
When he actually though realized that, like, he's like, oh, I guess he
really did
lose
lose
his
his
marbles.
Like,
but at the end though too, like when he gets them back and he flies back to Neverland.
oh God. And he's like, I've missed the adventure again, haven't I? I'm like, No, you haven't,
But yeah, I don't know. I just
These are his happy thoughts. Oh, sorry.
nah, just I don't, it does. It warms my heart, and I think it always reminds me to always be young and always be a kid and always have fun and make sure you laugh and be silly. And I feel like as long as you can hold on to that, you never really grow up.
Yep. Yep. Oh God. But yeah, it was yeah. That's one of the reasons I love Peter Pan though, is just like that idea of like the whole reason that Peter ran away from home was because he didn't want to grow up. He didn't want to like have his life plotted out for him like how his mom was doing.
Somehow managed to
And
do as an infant in a stroller. I was
yeah,
like,
I don't
what?
know. I don't know, but then him going back because he did miss his mom. He went back and visited his mom, and they had already moved on to having another kid, and which not to say that they had forgotten about Peter, but obviously that's how he took it. But yeah, I don't know.
I think that, but I think it was cute though that love is what brought him back to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Falling in love and really kind of fallen in love twice. I mean, I'm sure had a very like strong love and affinity for why
For
am I
Wendy,
yeah for Wendy, and then coming back for Mora more help me,
Moira.
thank you. I don't know why you do things with me.
I don't know. That was funny. Sorry. Um, but yeah, like kind of like how um Dame Maggie Smith was like as Granny Wendy was saying, like I thought that you were gonna show up to the wedding on my wedding day and like stop the whole thing.
Yeah,
Because if like in the book and in the play, he is very protective of her and he does pretty much like her that way, but it wasn't to the point where he would leave Neverland for her.
right.
Um, and in the book is a little bit darker though too, or at least
I
different interpretations of the like. There have been other people that have written almost like published fan fiction
yeah,
about it, where Peter would kill any of the Lost Boys that wanted to go home.
so fucked up.
It is fucked up, but Peter also drew them to Neverland.
It's fucked up too.
Yep, but like might all be Tinkerbell's fault too.
Yeah, I was gonna say she was kind of there at random when putting like a little leaf over baby Peter's head,
Mm-hmm.
take him back.
So she might be the one who actually pushed the stroller.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be one of those crazy people, kind of like me, that wants to really delve into it and how kind of just in general it is kind of fucked up story. But I don't want to do that.
I just want to imagine it how like all nice and oh Neverland, all you know pirates and Lost Boys and all that kind of stuff. It's just nice and cutesy.
Yeah.
But that ain't real life, and that ain't the real Neverland.
It's funny. It was like we were rewatching it the other night, and Will's just like, "There are no women in Neverland." I'm like, "Yeah, there are. They're hookers."
Yeah, but they also in the play, I think Wendy remarks that there are no girls as like they're only boys, and that's why they're called the Lost Boys. And it's like girls are too smart to like they're too smart to run away from home. Something along those lines. I don't remember the exact quote, but that's pretty much what Peter says. It's like girls are too smart for this.
Girls are too smart for being lured into.
Yeah, and in the book and the play, Wendy kind of like acts like their mother, and that's kind of why she didn't. That's why she wanted to escape because she was getting a lot of responsibility when she was home with like Michael and John and everything, and then they're taken away to Neverland. And while she's there, because she realizes none of these kids have a mother, and they all kind of need a mother figure, she ends up being that, and then it gets to the point where she's just like, I miss my mom.
Yeah.
I need to go home. And then that's how Wendy goes back home and then eventually becomes Granny Wendy.
When he comes back from Neverland at the very end, and she again goes at the top of the steps and is like, "Hello, boy." It's like,
Yeah.
because she'd know, like, I mean, obviously, like, she's known the whole time, even though Peter forgot, you know. So
Mhm.
the difference between how she says in the beginning of the movie and when he's just, you know, super irritable and trying to like get this deal to go through and has lost his innocence and what it means to be a
Yeah.
child.
Oh, and she says, Peter, you've become a pirate.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Mm. And like he has no clue what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah.
But to that and just the end of it, her saying the same thing, but it has a completely different feel and meaning to it.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna cry.
Oh,
Anyway.
I love the plane scene though, them flying over to London.
Oh, yeah. That the voice of This Is Your Captain speaking. It's Dustin Hoffman.
I noticed that like rewatching it again when they were getting ready to go to the dinner and he closes the doors to the balcony and he
He
stands
turns.
like Peter Pan and doesn't even notice and
Mhm.
like the hook for there's so many like layers of
Yeah,
hints
they
and
have a lot of references. There's the Jolly Roger in the bottle.
mhm.
And they have um John and Michael's glasses and top hat and little teddy bear all kind of there. And they actually take some lines from the book and play as well. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, and there's always several people mention that like the three main things that Peter Pan does is he flies, he fights, and he crows.
Right.
And when Peter actually cuts the coconut with the sword, you can hear a crow like
Yeah.
like in the background, and you're like, so he's finally just about become Peter Pan. Like he didn't get his happy thought quite yet, but yeah, it's all coming together, and I do love Rufio though too.
Oh yeah.
Rufio.
Oh.
Like I kind of had a little bit of a crush on Rufio back in the day though too.
Most of us did.
Yeah.
Like Will didn't understand it. He's just like, I don't get it. I was just like, I don't know. It's just he was kind of cute, and he was just like, I don't understand. Like, you know, when I was in high school and stuff, like girls run around either like yelling Bangarang or Rufio, and I was like, Jen and I did at the Ren Fair when we saw somebody dressed up,
Yeah.
and everybody responded appropriately. I was like, I think you're just behind the times.
Yeah.
You're just not cool.
You're just lame, Will. So, meh. I guess Bangarang is actually Jamaican slang.
Yeah,
I forget what exactly slang for, but it is Jamaican slang.
I think it was something along the lines of like excitement and or fighting, maybe like something along those lines. So
Yeah.
basically, it was used appropriately.
Yeah. Which I think is even cooler. Like, ha. So in Jumanji, we had Zulu, and
Yeah.
here we have Jamaican slang. It's all encompassing. But I think I had forgotten that Spielberg had done this movie, and he always seems to do like bangarang movies.
I don't know. I mean, I was gonna suggest eventually we get to just Spielberg movies.
I refuse to do E.T.
Yeah, no, I've never seen E.T. because he scares the shit out of me.
He's a off. That's yeah. Not
I
doing it.
would not watch as a kid. I think I watched the part where like they try to hide him in the closet.
No.
I was like, this is terrifying. Like, why do people love this movie?
And the fucking tent. No, not doing it. I refuse. So that's one Spielberg movie that I will not rewatch ever.
I won't watch it. Period.
And I can't blame you because it's just fucking. He's creepy looking, and there are some people that have like this deep love for that movie. I'm like, I
know.
don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It's creepy. So at least that's one thing that we agree on.
Yeah. No E.T. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of you out there who love E.T. Not over here.
You're not gonna get our support.
No.
So sorry, not sorry. But yeah, I think doing other Spielberg movies would be good. Like I said, he's got a lot of good ones. I think it's the only one that he's done with Robin Williams, though, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But it was.
It was a good one though.
Mhm.
They did a good job with it. It didn't do that great though. It didn't get like the best reviews.
Yeah, is this the one that had the 29%
Yeah.
rating on Rotten Tomatoes? That's because like critics panned it when it had the worldwide release. And it's like, fuck you, dude. It's definitely aged well though.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I think even especially after his passing, because it's like one of the classic Robin Williams movies.
I like that, but I mean, Robin Williams, for the most part, has always played somebody that's just very lovable and very animated and kind of like a big kid. So I think this was like made for him,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of weird watching him as Peter Banning and just being overworked and kind of a dick to his kids. And
Yeah, that was I don't know. That part I was like, oh no. It's just hard to believe him. I mean, obviously, we don't know him. We didn't know him personally or anything. We didn't know him as like a dad, but we never heard any of those kinds of stories
no,
about his personal life or anything like that. But yeah,
especially like when he yells at his kids when he's like on the phone bitching about the barn owl or the snow owl or whatever
yeah,
endangered owl that was like ruining their deal.
yeah. Can't it just mate somewhere else?
50-mile mating. What?
Yeah, I'm on the deal of my life. Oh Lord, but I think they did a really good job with Granny Wendy's makeup to make her
Oh,
look
yeah.
old, because I think Maggie Smith was only like in her 50s.
Yep.
And she was supposed to be playing like someone in her 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a really good job. They pretty much made her look like she kind of does today.
Yeah.
Not that
Wow.
she is in her 90s today, but like
Yeah. They did a good
she's
job
up
with
there though.
Yeah.
Because that was in 91 if she was in her 50s. And the 90s were they're 80 years ago. You know, they were,
So she's like in her 80s.
yeah.
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it was like 30 years ago, okay? I didn't want to.
It's almost.
No, wait, it's 2021. 1991. That's 30 years. Right?
Yeah.
Did I math that right?
Yeah.
30 years. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm 30. I'm turning.
Well, I'm be 35 this year. All right, shut up.
33. Oh, my heart. It's stopping because it's old.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Any Husel. So, any other tidbits about Hook that we want to say before we
I don't think
get
so. If
going?
you guys haven't watched it, shame on you, and you should watch it like right now.
Yes.
You can rent it on Amazon. I almost rent everything on fucking Amazon. Jesus Christ.
Except for French Kiss.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be doing 90s rom-coms in February. And I have French Kiss on DVD, but she was trying to watch it, and she's just like, it just says it's unavailable. Like, you cannot watch it in your area, meaning all of North America.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
Yeah, you did. You did. But anyway, so Hook you can rent on Amazon if you don't own it. And definitely recommend watching it because I think it's a good continuation and a good what if for a Peter Pan story, because it is like it's an interesting question, like what would happen if Peter Pan grew up,
Yeah.
and for him to turn into like almost the exact opposite of what he ever wanted to be,
Yeah.
you know.
And I would also recommend, just with the trying times that we have, rewatch some of your childhood favorites.
Yes, bring back some of the warm fuzzies and the feel goods. Just escape for a little bit because holy fuck balls. It's rough out there, man.
Yeah.
So do whatever you can that doesn't hurt yourself or others to feel good.
I mean, unless that's what you guys are into.
Yeah, if that's what you're into and it's consensual, then, so be it. Except for the hurting yourself thing. Don't do that still.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Anyways. All right, next week.
Right. Next week, we shall be doing Mrs. Doubtfire. That's also, this one's good. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, so tune in next week for Mrs. Doubtfire. If you like our vibe, please like and subscribe, and we'll have all of our social medias linked in the description box down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.